Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here. My name is Rachel, and thank you so much for coming back to the Everyday Fashionista. And I do have a special little guy with me. This is Fuzz, and he is our special little cameo today. And as long as he is going to be nice, I hope, and not try to bite me, he is, as far as we know, part Maine Coon, and I suspect that he might be part Siamese. So he's a very, very interesting cat. We rescued him from the outside, and he is, I believe, 8 years old. So I don't know what it is. There's something about that cat. Yeah, he's interesting. So I have not done one of these since like January, and it is now May. And I do apologize for the huge lapse in between. So I figured I would just go ahead and do one of these because I have a couple of new things. Usually I show some new things and then, give you a little bit of a mini vlog, kind of like things that I generally do, like what I do with my makeup, or like what I do with my hair. Right now my hair is not, behaving itself. I went and got it cut recently, and normally I do the curly girl thing, and this time I decided to try something a little bit on the smoother side. I think I like the curly method better. So these two are a little newer. Normally I am not huge on matte lipsticks. I used to hate them. I have a few of them. These are the only two that I have out at the moment. These are the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Ultra Matte. These could get you through a dinner. These would probably be good for a fancy dinner party. So, yeah. This one, and these were clearanced down to $5. They are closer to $8, I believe. This one is number 680. It's called The Real Thing. This is more of a truer red. As you can see, it's like a deep red. I don't like swatching these on my hand, so let me see here. A better way of doing this. We'll do this with a Q-tip. That is like a dark, rich red. Really, really beautiful matte red. Really, really beautiful red. Would be good for a party. Could probably get you through hors d'oeuvres and a dinner, and probably even your wine glass if you drink. And I don't know about anybody else, but My idea of drinking has kind of subsided through the years. This one is kind of like a red. It's number 690 in Soloist. This is kind of like a red. These are very, very soft for being a matte. And this is kind of like a deep, maybe like a burgundy red. It's really, really pretty. And I really like working with it. And like I said, I used to hate matte lipsticks. But these, I don't know what it is about these. I have an affinity for lipsticks. So it's like, okay, let's see here. There is Soloist. I don't like doing this usually. And there is the real thing. I'll just go ahead real quick and swipe them off because these things can stain very easily. Beautiful lipsticks. I have 2 of the mattes, and then let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Exhibitionist creams. I would have had 8, but there were 2 of them that I decided to give my daughter because they were lipsticks that I fell out of love with. So this is a Maybelline, what I have on. So let's see here. I kind of range from the CoverGirl to the Maybelline to the Revlon to the L'Oreal and to the what are those little things? I'm trying to remember. Grab one. There it is. To the NYX. And occasionally I can find it. Can't remember where I put it. Can't remember where I put it. Occasionally I'll go and grab one of those Wet n Wild lipsticks. Okay. Pussycat's back there laying on my husband's clothes. I was just seeing where he was. He likes to try to get into the bedroom closet, and I don't want him to do that because there's so much junk in there. And it's not our junk. Okay. Oh boy. When I do makeup, first of all, let's get the hair out of the way. I use a clip to get my hair out of the way. Let's do this. This is what I do at night, you know, to pull my hair back, to take a shower. I'm not going to bore you with a ton of details. I'll just, you know, try to get this down pat. I love this little curl that it makes. I use either a cocoa butter cream or just a cocoa butter, the sticky cocoa butter on my face before I put makeup on my face, just so it stays nice and dewy and not so powdery, because I don't use a ton of powder like I used to. We're talking a person, yes, myself, who grew up in the 80s and 90s, and we used to put tons and tons of powder on our faces that it used to look so tight and caked on our faces that it looked like so terrible. I have never been to a makeup artist to do my makeup, like, ever. I had always done it myself. So, okay. I can't handle it anymore. My voice is cracking. I do have pretty much year-round allergies. In the wintertime, I usually get at least one cold. I've never had a really bad, serious cold. I have had a mild case of COVID. And believe me, it was so mild, it was just like an annoying head cold. It was awful. It was, and maybe not awful, just annoying. I almost lost my husband. That's pretty bad. I would die if I lost my husband, quite honestly. I do start off with like concealers first. So I use a little bit of the Be Pure. These are the ones that you find like in the dollar store. These are the hydrating under eye concealer. This is in medium. I do not need anything lighter than a medium because I can't stand anything so light that it makes me look like a ghost. I don't even use translucent powder anymore. Speaking of, I should probably pull my powder out. This stuff is so nice. It's so hydrating and it's really, really smooth. Really like it. It's it has, what is that stuff? I went and got a different light in here, so it's kind of hyaluronic acid. Different lighting in here makes the difference. But I have learned that I can take a medium and it's a lot better, because too light is too light. Over top of it, and especially on where I put eyeliner, I use the Ultimate Shadow and Liner Primer from NYX. Because yes, you can put a primer on your eyelines. Your makeup will stay. it will stay. Unless, of course, you have oily lids and lines. It will stay. And only because, let's see, it's this eye that has it, and I don't think you can see it through my makeup or not. I have a little vein, like over in here somewhere. I try to conceal it as much as I can so it's not popping through my makeup. And as you can see, I kind of have a broad forehead a little bit. So when I push makeup onto my face, and I have a couple not concealers, but liquid foundations. I have the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It in light to medium. I have the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made, and this is a comfort matte. It's not one of those kinds of matte foundations that make it feel like you're sucking the living daylights out of your skin. You know, like it's so matte that it makes it feel dried out. Unless you have oily skin and you need it. Some people need it. Okay. This is getting kind of annoying. Doesn't feel right. So I'm just going to pull this back down. I don't care. I'm having a bad hair day. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in golden beige. Quintessentially quite good for my skin coloring. I was looking for a different shade, but they didn't have the one that I was wanting to get. So I settled for this one. I'm glad I did. These are the Dewy set foundations, and I really, really like this one. Just kind of, you know, like, put like dots all over my face. And there for the longest time I was using a beauty blender. Lately, I have been using a foundation brush. Kind of like the idea of a foundation brush. Eventually, I would like to just go get, you know, another sponge. Eventually. That or just go and get another brush. Because either way, doesn't really matter to me. But you know, it's just as nice. I have to clean it a lot because I use it for other things as well, you know, just like coming down through here, because I use it for contouring as well because it has nice stippled edges. I also use from Be Pure Essentially Ageless their hyaluronic vitamin C blurring powder, and I set only below and on the lids of my eyes. I keep thinking like I have a smudge. Maybe it's just the lighting in here. I do not have very good lighting. I do apologize. It's just really goofy. Oh, tired. Now when I do brows, let's see here if I can find my little grab my little, has the brush on one end and the spoolie on the other. The LA colors in dark brown, using the pomade for the brows. I have been really liking this product. Sometimes I will use this, or else, I will pull out the gold, because I have a little bit of gold in my hair. I think the next time I do a hair color, I'm going to try an ash and see if I can, kind of neutralize that little bit of gold that I have in my hair. Because sometimes I'll use that Almay Intense Color, since I can't really use it as an eyeliner because it never stays on. Even with that NYX primer, this never stays on. I don't know why, but it will do well with my brows. I'll use a clear mascara, load in either the pomade or the pencil, whatever I'm, in the mood for doing. Set it, and occasionally use a little bit of the foundation, or even a concealer sometimes, to capture the edges, just to block them out a little bit. Been using that LA Colors Conceal It in beige sometimes to do that. Kind of like a little bit at a time, it's like I'm putting away as I go along. That way I don't have to worry about it. In very small places, I will use the Photo Focus. This is a Wet n Wild product, the banana powder, because it just seems to work better than a translucent. I find a little bit of a golden tone seems to work a little bit better. I don't like looking like a ghost anymore. I used to love the idea of looking, like luminous. I don't know what it is. That golden, it just looks so much better. Put that away. I like these little palettes from LA Colors. I went and grabbed this one in bold. It's one of those bold palettes in chic. It has these beautiful shades of like purples and let's see, has some pinks, some purples. So far, the only shade that I see that I don't think I can use is this one right here. It's just really super light, and I don't think, just by swiping it across my hand, it's way too pastel, and it's way too light. It would never show up on my eyes. I think that's the only shade in here that would probably never get used. But pretty much all the other ones I have used. I have used this aubergine up here. I was really excited for that one, and I used it a couple times. Probably use it a lot more, because aubergine was like a really cool shade to use like in the 90s. There's let's see, a shade of plum, shade of berry, really deep shade of purple. There are some lavenders in here. to different degrees, and oh my goodness, um, purples and stuff like that can look good on green eyes, but it can also look really, really good on blue eyes. And oh my goodness, I am just really impressed with this palette. But I also have another palette that have like similar shades, and I cannot seem to find it at this point. But today I used that plum shade and this one right up here to like just capture the edge and give me some light, and also on the lid just to give me some nice brightness, so I'm not dragging too much of that other color down too far. I think I see now what is causing that smudgy look because I decided to put mascara on my lower lashes, which is something I very rarely do. I use a little bit of a cool brown pencil on my lines first. This is a shade of brown from Wet n Wild. Normally these slide right off, so what I did is I used a black, and this is also a Wet n Wild. This is I think the one on this one has kind of rubbed off. I think it's a Cinnabrown or something like that, like a cinnamon brown. This is the Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. This one is in Ultra Black. I don't know if you'll see it. It's really tiny. Has this really, really cool tip. I just pushed some brown into my lines first, and then the black. It kind of makes the illusion of a brown black, which I like the look of. This, I was really, really glad I was able to find this. This is the Wet n Wild So Defined. It is a volumizing, defining mascara. I think this is in black. Yes, this is in black. When you look at these are really, really nice brush. I can see now that that's what's causing that smudgy look, because I hardly ever do the lower lashes. And when I do blushes, a lot of times I will just apply it dry. And I've noticed when I apply it dry, sometimes it doesn't last long enough. So sometimes I will use a little bit of a either a cream or a little bit of a Vaseline, and I might just use my blush. This was an LA Colors in Berry Plum. It's really, really beautiful color. One of the reasons to keep chopstick handy. Just grind some out into like a little plate or whatever it is you have handy, and use either a cream or your whatever it is you have handy. And since that's not really showing up real well, I'm just going to apply it with a brush. I usually just keep it right up in the back. Just to keep it. Because sometimes it just does not. You can take and to clear my throat. You can take and crimp your lashes after you've done this, or you can, just crimp your lashes before you do anything. I do it before I do anything, but that's just me. That's just me. This is an elf. This is in Moonlight Pearls. A lot of this stuff has been ripped off. I have a friend who gave me like a huge makeup haul my daughter and I went through. I used my fingers first, and then using push that back first, and it creates a really nice and just maybe a little bit right. And if you want to create just a little bit of light and keep looking wide awake looking, even if you're using, a color like this, take a little bit of your highlighter, because these kinds of colors can, even if you're tired looking and you want to use a color like this, the best way to keep yourself looking wide awake is a little bit of highlighter, like right in the corners of your eyes. Kind of brightens things up. And if you apply it to your highlight zone correctly, it just, gives you a nice wash of light and highlights that eye area so you don't look tired. Remember, it's all in how you apply it. And if you apply it correctly, it'll make you look wide awake, even though you're using a color that could otherwise make you look really, really tired. I'm sorry, I sound like a frog. That's so bad. I have allergies. That's why I keep cough drops. Okay, this lipstick I've had for a while, and I like it for looks like this. It is number 388 in Plum for Me. It's just a nice, kind of like a red toned plum. It's a beautiful lipstick to be using, especially around this time of the year. It works. Not half bad. Even for some messy hair. Sometimes messy hair can work to your advantage. Trying to think. If you have longer hair, sometimes those messy have to updos, like those messy buns and stuff like that, those are kind of, really like soft and subtle, can make you look very, very sexy. I think the one person who did it best was probably Sharon Stone.